Hello, my name is Megan. I'm here to talk about my case. It is an aggravated assault case between two friends. Adrian is the victim, Arthur is the suspect. One night, Adrian, the victim, decides to invite his friend over for a hockey game. They've been drinking quite heavily, and during the course of the game, a fight breaks out between the two of them. It's a pretty vicious verbal fight. They're really fighting pretty badly. And at one point during the fight, Arthur leaves the room. Adrian assumes that the fight is over. He thinks that Arthur has gotten really mad and that he's just going to go home. So he sits back down and watches the hockey game. Arthur surprises Adrian. He comes back into the room from the kitchen. He has a knife in his hand, and he starts to assault Adrian with this knife. He not only assaults him with the knife, but with his fists. And he's overpowering Adrian. At this point, Adrian's girlfriend Jenna comes in from work. She had been at work all night. She sees the fight taking place. She tries to break up the fight, but it doesn't work. Nobody will listen to her, so she calls the police. The police show up. They take control of the scene. They arrest Arthur. EMS shows up for Adrian. They take Arthur into custody. They read him his Miranda rights. They ask him questions. They want to know why the fight started, what happened. Arthur says he was afraid for his life, that he was just sitting on the couch minding his own business when Adrian goes crazy. He snaps and just starts yelling at him. Arthur was afraid for his life. He continues to fight, but he gets more and more afraid as the time wears on. So he goes into the kitchen to get the knife to protect himself. And that's why he stabs Adrian, because he was so afraid for his life. When the police question Adrian, he has a little bit of a different story. He says that Arthur was the aggressor, that they had been deep drinking, and that was probably what started the fight. He wasn't sure what sent Arthur off, but Arthur was the aggressor, and he was quite surprised when Arthur came back into a room with the knife. He had known Arthur for quite some time, and he hadn't known him to have an anger issue, and he wasn't expecting to be assaulted in his own home by one of his friends. Arthur is charged with aggravated assault. According to the Michigan Penal Code, if a person possesses a dangerous weapon or gives the impression of having a weapon, they are guilty of a felony punishable by imprisonment for life or any term of years. But if while they are assaulting someone, the person gets injured while the assault is taking place, the suspect will get a minimum of 2 years imprisonment. So Arthur is charged with aggravated assault. The prosecutor brings up these charges against Arthur. He gets indicted with these charges. He goes in front of a judge and has his arraignment, which is his first appearance before the court, where he hears the charges that are against him. He enters his plea, which is not guilty, and at this point the case goes to trial. He's tried by a jury trial. He's found guilty, and the judge sentences him to life in jail. The big ideas that my case showed me were about justice. I thought it was very important that Arthur get punished for his crime that he committed against his friend Adrian. Adrian was hurt really badly, and it was only just that Arthur gets punished for it. He committed a crime out of anger. He stabbed somebody. He punched somebody, and that he should get punished for it seemed only right. It's the duty of criminal justice professionals to make sure criminals like Arthur get punished for their deeds, that they can't go around and hurt people because they're drunk and disorderly. So it is the duty of a criminal justice professional to make sure that these criminals are put away. And for one of the big questions that this case answered for me, it just proves why I want to go into the criminal justice system. I want to make sure that victims like Adrian get the justice that they deserve for their case. That if they're assaulted or robbed or whatever from somebody who a criminal who commits a crime, that they do get the justice that they deserve. My visual aid is from the state of Michigan, the Penal Code. I'll put a link with it in the box here. So thank you very much for your time.